All right, let's talk about Justin Fields here with the New York Jets, the newest maybe starting quarterback. I guess it hasn't been announced, but he's the highest paid quarterback on the Jets roster currently. And let's talk about what he could potentially bring to the table, assuming he does in fact win the starting job or get the starting job. So let's start off with a play like this. Obviously, played last year with the Steelers, started for 6 games, and, his team won 4 of them, right? Wins are not a quarterback stat, but his team did win 4 of them. And let's talk about what happened. So first, this play. You see there's multiple receivers running deeper routes. You also have a check down towards the left. Fields is going to take the snap. He is going to first look in that direction towards those, routes going more over the middle, and he doesn't love what he sees there. I do think Fields has come a long way from the criticisms in college where he's kind of a one-read quarterback, and I'll be honest, there was some validity to those comments. I do think he is someone now that can see the field pretty well. If you look over at the check down, it is definitely open, so that's where you're going to want to look for the football if you're, look to throw the football if you're Justin Fields. However, Fields is going to just miss this throw, and that's kind of the issue. It's just things get a little wonky in the passing game sometimes, right? I'm not saying he misses throws all the time, but definitely he is not he's not Tom Brady out there, right? He is, part of what makes him special is the other stuff he's bringing to the table. But what are the other things he brings to the table? Well, how about something like this? So this is going to be a zone coverage concept. You see that it's, a play action, really that over the middle route. That tends to be the one that can work the best. That's usually where you want to look. Well, Fields is going to take the snap, and he's going to look in that direction. However, the Colts have this pretty well covered, so before it even is at the point where it would get most open, Fields is already scrambling outside the pocket, which is what he should be doing. I mean, he did a good job, read the play, getting outside the pocket. But here is a thing that I think is really underrated about Fields' game. Watch how he's going to keep his eyes downfield and ultimately flips it to a halfback who picks up more yards on this play. That was Cordero Patterson who got the ball. That is something that Fields is definitely capable of. He obviously is a great runner and a great scrambler, but he will keep his eyes downfield. This play is another example. I don't even really need to set up the play, right? Because it's not going to work as designed. Fields takes a snap, he looks around, nothing gets open right away, and there's pressure. But again, Fields so good at, quite frankly, he might be the best in the league at avoiding pressure in terms of when someone's about to tackle him, getting around that, right? I wouldn't say he's the best at avoiding getting sacked, but strictly when it comes to juking out a defender, he can do that among the best in the league. But anyway, gets outside the pocket here, and you see right now, again, he could try and just run, juke out defenders. Like I said, he's very good at that. Although he does see right over there, Pat Freiermuth does appear to be open if he wants to throw a little bit across his body, and he's going to have to throw a sidearm to do it. But as you see, that's what he's able to do. And so for the Jets, who, not everything has gone smoothly, that's, definitely not, no one's going to accuse me of exaggerating there. Not everything has gone smoothly for the Jets. Maybe on plays that break down, Fields can still find a way to make good things happen. That's definitely possible. And then, of course, he can just do the more obvious stuff that we know Fields can do. Something like this. It's a man coverage play, and it's really tough to play man coverage against Justin Fields because watch how when he takes the snap, he looks over, and if this happens, or if there's a way for him to run, and honestly, there usually will be at least a lane for him to run, get through the offensive line, you're really in trouble if you're playing man coverage because 5 of your defenders are not watching Justin Fields. And in this situation, the 2 other defenders are currently, closer towards the top of the screen. So watch how Fields is able to just sprint through, and by the time everyone realizes it, it's too late. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. So it helps you in multiple ways, right? It helps you in just the obvious way of you get a touchdown on that play, but it also helps you in essentially creating coverages that teams just don't feel comfortable playing against you, which means you can scheme up against other coverages. So these are the real benefits. And I'd also say, I think he's very capable at just the simple running an offense. If a play's open, hit that play type of stuff. A play like this, for example, it's a simple concept, right? One-on-one matchup, you have Pickens running a route towards the outside right here. Well, when Fields takes the snap, he's going to look over in this direction, and you see as of right here, is there a window? Sure, there's a window. It's not wide open, but you can see where Fields should probably put the ball if he wants to make a throw here. And as you see, that's going to be exactly what he does. Makes a nice throw, and they're able to get inside the 5-yard line. Again, nothing crazy, but a play that works, right? Again, he can consistently do this type of stuff. So, okay, Talked about a little bit of negatives, mostly positives. Are there other negatives? Well, yes, there's one major negative actually that he doesn't really, I think, get talked about too much. It's this one where what's going to happen here is it is a blitzing play. It's actually an all-out blitz. And this is the thing with Fields, is he very much is I already talked about how he's so good at juking out defenders, but very much he relies on that. That's a part of his game, and he's not going to get rid of it. And listen, it's a part of his game. He should never not run with the football because that's what he's so good at. But at the same time, there are plays like this. Fields takes a snap, and a different quarterback is simply just throwing a hot route right here. You have one open, quickly throw it there, hope that maybe your receiver can make a move and you can get a touchdown, or at the very least, you can gain some yards and hopefully pick up the first down here. This is a third down, and they do have to get to the 23-yard line, so no guarantee that this works, and that's why the Colts are running this coverage, but that's realistically probably what you should do. I mean, you see there's pressure right in Fields' face. Fields instead tries to make something happen, scrambles out, ultimately slips and falls, and then loses the football on top of it, and the Colts recover. So that's very much not a play that you want to have happen. So, and I think this is honestly why the Steelers decided to move off of Fields and go with Russell Wilson, is because of these mistakes. Fields is someone who, when things are going well, he can make things happen, but he's always going to try to make a play into a positive. It'll work out sometimes, and that creates some super impressive highlights. It also will fail other times, and that creates some, plays like this one. I think for some people, I've heard people say, like, well, this probably just isn't going to work out. And the answer is, like, yeah. Usually when you sign a free agent quarterback, that doesn't get you a Super Bowl, right? It's very rare that it even gets you a franchise quarterback. Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield, that's kind of the exception. Usually, and also with Tom Brady, they're pretty good at signing, quarterbacks in free agency. But usually, it doesn't work out that way, right? That's fair. And so, yes, the odds are going to be small, but I do think that you're getting a higher odds of something like this working out than if you went somewhere else. I also heard this point that I thought was a good one, which is you're trying to build a culture with the Jets. That's what Aaron Glenn is trying to do. Signing a quarterback who isn't a potential franchise savior might actually be a good thing. Instead of saying, okay, well, once Aaron Rodgers gets here, once he starts getting going, then we'll really be good. We don't have to work that hard until he gets here. Once you have Zach Wilson or once Sam Darnold, once they develop, then we'll be great. I think not having a quote-unquote savior could help with that. The Lions with Jared Goff that's kind of how they built their culture, right? Is, hey, Jared Goff isn't going to be this, he's not going to be Tom Brady. He's a good quarterback, though, and if we can build around him, we can be successful, but you guys also have to step up. Because, again, when Goff got there, he was not playing the football that he's playing today, right? You have to remember that. So I think that's maybe something that you can add into the benefits as well. So, again, is my prediction that Justin Fields is going to be a franchise quarterback and be the Jets quarterback for the next 10 years? Not really. Do I think that's impossible? No, I think it's possible, and I think because of the chance of it working out, I think it's worth the quote-unquote risk. So I'm a fan of this move. I think it was smart, but those are my thoughts. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.